precursor to the grand final of the Super League later on that day. This is the grand final of the LHF Health Plan National League 2, and Sheffield Eagles are ahead by 16 points to 4. Highly competitive first half, but Sheffield Eagles, with that try right on the stroke of half-time, taken maybe a decisive step towards winning the trophy. Sheffield Eagles, the team that famously won at Wembley in 1998 against the Wigan Warriors. Well, it's not quite as salubrious, the surroundings here at Warrington, but still a highly important game in the history of these two clubs. And the Swinton Lions, very competitive, but just that ball steal on the winger, Andy Saywell, just before half-time, could be the crucial moment of the match. And Paul Kidd, the coach who lost to East Hull, the amateurs, in the Challenge Cup in the second game of his career a long, long time ago, will have to come up with quite a speech now to rally the troops for the second half. But the game is nicely poised. It's only a 12-point gap. Anything can happen in the second half. We have Andy Kelly here with Steve Omi in the studio, the head coach of the Dewsbury Rams. He's so relaxed. He's safely in to National League One next year as the reigning champions. It was a great game, wasn't it? And 4-all, nicely poised, but Sheffield suddenly took control.
The very enthralling first 30 minutes. You could see what Sheffield were working towards. They wanted to tire the Swinton forwards and side. It didn't come about. They only had the 4-point lead, and as we went into the last 10 minutes of the game, then Swinton came up with a score of their own. They missed the goal, which was obviously a bit of a blow to them, but then they've conceded the 2 tries right at the very death in the half. And how big a psychological blow that is for any side, especially maybe a tired side, I don't know.
Well, I just wonder whether, Swinton are feeling the pinch, because they've had a rough ride to get here. They played 100 minutes of rugby league last week, then the golden point. Just how much do they have left, do you think, for the second half?
I would have thought that the adrenaline that the next 40 minutes will bring should be enough to get them through the half, but they certainly don't look to have the pace and energy that Sheffield are playing with. And so it's going to be difficult to contain the quick play of the balls that Sheffield have perpetrated in the first 40 minutes. And that's been the platform. The offloads, the quick play of the balls, and then the penalties, and that has been so damaging. Because Swinton's game plan has been good, and the kicking has been good, and the kick chase, although not the best, has been enough to contain Sheffield. But it is just those little individual errors at times when it is so crucial to them.
Very crucial indeed. There was a crucial moment, maybe, Steve-O, in the early part of the match when it looked odds on that Sheffield Eagles were going to score, but mine went back to 1987 at Wembley. Remember John Pendlebury? He knocked the ball out of Mark Elia's hands for St Helens and saved the day for them. We thought maybe Swinton had saved the day here.
Yeah, a little bit of luck on their side. Look, we knew that Sheffield, with the fortnight's rest, they would be a little bit ring rusty, and they certainly showed it in the opening 15 minutes. And Swinton's defence was pretty good up until this point. Good work by English. You could look there that Ford looks as though he's going to get through. Try saver. Maybe the Swintons were having the rub of the luck, but I'm afraid they didn't, because this was a very good work move. See how the link went out wide. Warrington, no way that they could get anywhere near to stop him. And it looked as though the writing was well and truly on the wall. But full credit, substitute McGovern, neat little kick. What about the bounce? And Saywell gets the try. He was the hero at that particular moment. Sadly, he would become a little bit of a villain later on. Lovely inside pass from Brown, and Lindsay in for the try. And it looked as though that Sheffield were going to really, really run away with it. They were hanging on, seconds remaining. Kick deep to the winger, and all he had to do was to say, I'll shove it up my jumper. What wonderful work from the fullback, Johnny Woodcock. And as I said, hero to villain. It can be a very cruel game, rugby league at times, but full credit to this Sheffield side. We spoke to the coach before the kick-off, and he said that they would be patient. They certainly were. They worked hard for the first 20 minutes. They took everything that Swinton threw at them, and I think the quality and class came to the fore right in that final 10 minutes of that first half.
Yes, the Sheffield Eagles ahead. It's only a 12-point gap, though, Andy. That's nothing, is it? I mean, it can easily be made up by Swinton.
It can be turned around very, very quickly. For Sheffield, they just need to continue doing the good work they've done, and patience is the key to their game. They really can't force the issue, and they've moved themselves into a good position. For Swinton, I'd like to see a little bit of a change around the halfbacks. Moana has played the inside halfback role the whole half, Now I'd like to see Chris Huff and McGovern and maybe Phil Wood, who are filling in around that area, to push Moana further out, and so bring Moana in on the fringe on the left side and maybe bring Lee Marshmore into the game on the right, because it's the only way now they're going to get at Sheffield.
Well, it looked as though Swinton were dead and buried just 7 days ago, and they took the Celtic Crusaders to extra time, and then they won it in golden point style, courtesy of Chris Huff's boot. I wonder what the next 40 minutes has in store. Who wants promotion to National League One the most? Sheffield ahead, 16-4 at the break. Players, as you can see, emerging for the second half here at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium in Warrington. It's the half-time situation here in the National League 2 Grand Final. Sheffield Eagles 16, Swinton Lions 4. Sheffield on their way then to promotion. They've got 40 minutes to capitalise. Can Swinton fight their way back? Andy Kelly has left us, gone back to the commentary box. Phil Clark's alongside him, and so too is once again Ben Pro.
Sheffield Eagles in the driving seat then for this second half. They are 40 minutes away from National League One, 16-4 ahead, but Swinton will, Gary Wilkinson will obviously be the more pleased coach at the break, but Swinton will have that spirit that's fostered over the 3 weeks of playoffs, that's taken them to Barrow and won, to Featherstone and won, and to Celtic Crusaders last week and triumph there. So the spirit in that Swinton dressing room will be strong as Lee Marsh gets this second period underway. The kick finds Pickering. Sheffield surely be looking to kill Swinton off early on, and the reserves of strength that the Lions will have to get back into this game. Sheffield will want to try and put the pressure on in these first 5-10 minutes, as Pickering has it now for the Eagles. Stringer, Parry alongside Lee Marsh and Martin Moana in the tackle. Pickering has it once more. Now it's Andy Hay. Good pass as well. It's Woodcock into the attacking line.
And that's a great start for Sheffield. You've had a 15-minute break for half-time, and you've come out, you've completed the set. OK, the kick's gone about 5 metres too far over the dead ball line, but it's not too bad a result. They're at the other end of the field, and they're off and running.
Yeah, Swinton have now got to muster up the enthusiasm at the beginning of this half to make sure that they stay competitive, because if Sheffield get the early score, then one would fear that the game may just roll away rapidly from Swinton.
Imperative then for Swinton to get themselves in that attacking third of the field, and Marlon Billy can't get through the tackle there of Andy Hay. This is Abu Shakra now, and he's knocked on, but it's a penalty against Mitch Stringer, I think.
It's the sort of thing that Swinton needed, a penalty, wouldn't it? I think you can clearly see Stringer strips the ball out there, more than one man in the tackle, and that is a penalty to Swinton. Then can Marsh find the distance he did in the first half with that kick to touch?
Good kick from the boot of Lee Marsh. Let's get down to the touchline and get the half-time news from Bill.
Well, this is the ideal situation for the Swinton Lions. Coach Paul Kidd wanting an emphatic start from his side to the second half. Particularly disappointed with their kick chase, with their kicking game in general, and he's looking for an improvement in that, but really what they need is some points and a positive start to the second half. The problem for the Lions is that Chris Huff is off the pitch at the moment with a bit of a back problem, and a problem for the Sheffield Eagles as well, because Andy Smith has dislocated 2 fingers on his right hand, but he hopes to come back on. Otherwise, they're pretty happy in the Eagles camp, of course.
This is Wayne English then for the Lions. Really need to score early on. 4 tackles gone. Gary Wilkinson's biting his nails. This is Martin Moana, now Ian Parry. And Ian Parry punctures the first line, but it's Samoa Taburu who gets back, and they're just 5 metres away from that Sheffield try line. Here's McGovern. It's a good kick, but it's well fielded as well by Rob Warrington. Rob Warrington sets up on the counter. They're not going to stop Rob Warrington, and Rob Warrington is going to get the early score for Sheffield Eagles. He goes the length of the field, Rob Warrington, and it's his second try of the game. Gary Wilkinson knows how important that could be, and has Rob Warrington delivered a fatal blow to Paul Kidd's promotion hopes.
I can't speak highly enough of what Rob Warrington's done. His anticipation of where to put himself when the kick was put through was superb. Exactly on the money. And then, well, You can't give people speed, can you? He was born with it. He picked up possession cleanly in his arms, saw the chance to make a name for himself, and clearly did that. In the first half, McGovern's kick paid off for them, not on this occasion. We've seen his brother score tries for Harlequins in Super League. We're now seeing Rob Warrington himself score underneath the post, not a Swinton player within 30 metres of him. And a great beginning. From one end of the field to the other, that's the beauty about Rugby League, Andy.
Oh yeah, well you've got players like Warrington and Greg Hurst on the other side of the field. You just know that when they see it, they just see so much space, they're going to exploit it. Nobody got anywhere near him, and didn't he enjoy scoring the try?
Rob Warrington, 10 tries now this season, and a great chance for Woodcock to extend the Sheffield advantage. 22 points to 4, a formality with the kick from Johnny Woodcock. And Rob Warrington's second try has put Sheffield in the driving seat.
I'll tell you what you've got to be a good rugby player. He's a quick learner. Rob Warrington's shown in this match so far, he learnt, didn't he? Where McGovern's going to put the kick, I need to be there or thereabouts. He was there, and Gary Wilkinson shows his delight. That's a pretty good start for us, he says to Mark Aston, the Sheffield legend alongside him, and Paul Kidwell, the Swinton coach, can't quite believe his luck.
Still singing though, this Swinton contingent in this crowd. For how long? This is Howison to run it back for Sheffield. Simfield squares up to the tackle. Pickering. It's now Sean Dickinson into the tackle of Dave Olstead. It's Ian Parry there as well. Pickering's pass for Lindsay this time. And Lindsay's kick will turn Saywell around, but it's English who will field it. And English trying to take the winger on the outside. And Rob Warrington will maybe tired after scoring that try, but Wayne English still going.
Well, an ambitious plan from Sheffield, kicking on the second tackle. And Wayne English shows there's still lives left in these Lions.
Well, Wayne English is one of the players out there on the Swinton side that could create something as an individual for Swinton that may give them some hope in the game.
Moana. It's now Chris Morley, and Morley almost through. Plays the ball for Marsh. This is Martin Moana. And now Liam McGovern. Good ball as well for Dave Olstead. Olstead finds Marlon Billy. Can he get through the cover? It's a great tackle there from Jimmy Walker. Along with Greg Hurst. This is Simfield. And Ian Simfield trying to stand up Sean Dickinson. Last tackle for the Lions. Here is McGovern. And Liam McGovern with a kick off the outside of the boot, testing Warrington, he's spilled it.
Well, you're hero and villain, aren't you, when you play on the wing of your own line?
You are undeterred by the last kick. Liam McGovern's gone to the air this time to test Warrington, knowing he's just gone the full length of the field. He spilled the ball in a very dangerous moment for Sheffield.
Yeah, Rob Warrington rueful there. His first error of the game, but it gives Swinton the chance to get back over that Sheffield line. Second consecutive set of 6. Here is McGovern. Now it's Wayne English. English's ball on the bounce finds Marlon Billy. Does well to hold on to that, the winger. And Marlon Billy's still going. Wayne English uses the short side, and English turns it back. Dave Olstead, and Olstead trying to stretch out and score. He's in the corner, Dave Olstead. There's 3 around him. And this is going to be another question for the video ref, Jerry Kershaw.
Well, it looks as though he's held up over the line. Fantastic defence here from Sheffield. Quick reply looking from the Swinton side, but Savataboa, Lindsay and his teammates do, I think, just enough to hold Olstead up. There's no way that the ball's grounded. Johnny Woodcock at fullback clamps himself to the ball and won't prevent it from being put to the floor. We'll see it from another angle here. Olstead, good leg drive, but there's no way the 4 Sheffield players will be beaten here to the line. Touch judge gets low. He tries to get a view of it. And ultimately, I can't see this one going Swinton's way because there's just no sighting of the ball on the ground.
No, I'm sure that the Sheffield defenders have done enough. And Olstead, when he got the ball, just hesitated momentarily before he set off on his run to the line, and I think that may have just cost him that extra space.
He likes this town, Dave Olstead, a Warrington Academy player. But the try is denied by the video referee. And Olstead, well, the chance to get Swinton back in the game has gone.
I'm a bit confused to the decision on scrum defence, Andy. Would you understand how that could be given?
They must have deemed that he's lost the ball in the action of going over the line as well, so they've given head and ball to Sheffield.
I'm just hearing that they've deemed him actually going into touch. His arm touched the touchline, and that's the reason why. Sheffield have possession now, coming away from the line. There's the frame, you just see the arm slightly on the line.
It's Andy Hay in possession for the Eagles. This is Mitchell Stringer now. Marsh over the top, Sinfield, they need to defend. And it's a high tackle surely from Liam McGovern. A wild tackle really from the substitute.
Do you know, such a pity there. The defensive effort, the line speed, he got up there so quickly, and yet his technique let him down at the vital second.
What Paul Kidd wanted from his side was an emphatic start, and they've shown a lot of enthusiasm and commitment. They can ill afford penalties like that, and he's just a little bit lazy and poor technique.
Pickering then trying to maximise the damage. Here is Sean Dickinson, over halfway for Sheffield Eagles. Pickering, now Stringer. Mitchell Stringer still going. Takes Parry to come in, put him to the floor. Pickering. Now it's Jack Howison.
They set a great platform with those two charges, put the Swinton side on the back foot, and now it's Lindsay.
Brendan Lindsay finds Johnny Woodcock. They're trying to go through the gears here, Sheffield. Woodcock, one of the fastest men in National League 2. Lindsay has it. Now it's Andy Hay. Chris Morley was bumped off there by the former Leeds man. Grand finalist in the first Super League Grand Final, Andy Hay. Here is Paul Pickering.
Well, a rather ambitious play from the hooker on the last tackle. Elected to run it. Knowing how dangerous Sheffield's kicking game can be, I think Swinton will be relieved that he did.
Yeah, I think he probably got a couple of halfbacks screaming at Pickering to open his eyes and look at what they've got on rather than go on that little solo charge he did do.
Swinton in possession with Wood. Marlon Billy can't get through the tackle though of Greg Hurst. McGovern plays it, and it's Ian Parry now. Looked the most impressive forward on this Swinton side, I think, Ian Parry.
I would agree, yes, and they need some players to go with him if they can. Perhaps at this stage with a scoreline of 22 points to 4, some second phase play might help their chances.
Great positioning though from Johnny Woodcock, and he's beaten the first man. That was Smith. Can't get through the tackle though of Marsh. Pickering. Now it's Lindsay and Warrington. Wants to get out of the blocks there. Rob Warrington's on a hat-trick, of course. Greg Hurst over halfway for the Eagles.
And Sheffield look dangerous, don't they, when they get those quick play the balls early in the set. The whole floor, you just see Swinton in retreat, really going backwards. And now then again, they're shifting it wide. Andy Hay.
Andy Hay gets the ball away as well. It's James Ford, and Ford almost through. Important tackle from Woods, that. Quick play the ball. This is Gavin Brown. And Brown's pass, well, finds Sean Dickinson. He was trying to get the offload away.
Here comes Liam, go.
Pickering finds Gavin Brown. Reverse kick almost, and it's still not dead. It's going to be another try as Jimmy Walker, has he scored for Sheffield? Wayne English dallied, Jimmy Walker didn't, and is it another try for the Eagles?
Well, you could criticise Wayne English, but one thing you can't criticise is this kick. Maybe the player's offside. I think from that angle it looks like he is in an offside position. Gavin Brown's kick is fantastic. We don't quite get conclusive evidence from that angle either.
I think Wayne English may just be spared his blushes here for that little bit of hesitation.
Again though, brilliant kick from Gavin Brown against the flow of play, not where you would expect the ball to go, but with fantastic weight on it, ends up in the in-goal area and becomes difficult to deal with again.
The execution of the skill in kicking has been superb from Sheffield the whole game.
Well, we've looked at the grounding. That tends to imply a positive decision.
Jimmy Walker looks positive. Is the video referee positive? The try is awarded, and Jimmy Walker, with his 10th try of the season, extends the Sheffield lead. Former Hull Kingston Rovers favourite. He'll be staying on after this one for the National League 1 Grand Final. There's a few Hull Kingston Rovers connections, but Jimmy Walker with the latest Sheffield try.
You need players who can do unpredictable things, and that's what that kick was. I know Wayne English has made a mistake, a blunder in the in-goal area, but again, a superb kick, not the typical one that you would expect. A bends the field of play, and a rugby ball can bounce any which way. Bounced in his favour. Well, he can't get much happier, can he?
And there's another guy who'll be staying on to watch Hull Kingston.
That's right, Andy. Real connection between this Sheffield side and Hull Kingston Rovers. Walker, Pickering, Andy Smith, Pouch, and of course Gary Wilkinson, all former Hull Kingston Rovers servants. And on the other side, there'll be more than a fair few supporting witness. Come to that in a moment. It's Johnny Woodcock. Not a difficult chance again. And he's put that straight between the uprights. 28 points to 4 for Sheffield now.
Well, you know, enthusiasm isn't always rewarded in sport, but on this occasion it surely is. Here we see the kick come through, and by his enthusiasm of being in the right place and chasing harder than any other player on this field, James Walker gets what he's justly deserves. Drives, grounds it well, and delighted because that's probably the killer blow in this match.
The restart will find Gavin Brown. 6 former witness players in the Swinton ranks today. Whether they will stay on and watch the Vikings' quest for Super League, we'll have to wait and see. Pickering waits. Dickinson plays the ball. This is Osler now. And now Brown. Spirals the kick over the head of Marlon Billy again. Wayne English is there, but Billy will take this one himself.
Again, the sign of a team that back their own fitness, knowing that they might have to do a little bit more work in defence, but they want to do it at the right end of the field. Kicking on the third tackle, it's been successful for Sheffield. They just want to prevent Swinton and any opportunity of getting in their half to attack.
Dave Olstead with a mazy run. Phil Wood has it now. This is McGovern. McGovern drops the ball off. That's a great pass for Martin Moana. Where's the support though? He's looking for a colleague to come on his outside there, Martin Moana. They want the quick play of the ball. They get it with Phil Wood. And Wood trying to scythe through that Sheffield defence. They desperately need a try. This is the last tackle for Swinton Lions. Comes back for Martin Moana. Flat pass for McGovern. And McGovern will go to the air. This will test Greg Hurst. He's caught that ball in the in-goal area, so Sheffield will restart on their own 20-metre line. And Greg Hurst, impressive to see off the danger there.
Well, quite a change in tactic here for Sheffield. They wanted to play a high-tempo game up until this point, but now, 53 minutes into the game, they sense they just need to control the situation, control the match, and control the speed of the game.
I think they know that for Swinton there's some very crucial sets of 6 coming up, and any energy or enthusiasm Swinton may have left, this steadiness, this bit of patience from Sheffield will erode it, and maybe then they will cut loose in the last 10.
Sure will, as Andy Smith just plays the ball here now, and Harrison, good carries, back behind the play of the ball, taking defenders with him. He's been impressive for me, Andy, today.
Yeah, he's led from the front, he's done that all season, and he's been backed up by this guy, Martin Osler. Superb acquisition from the Doncaster Lakers, and a player I think could push on a little bit higher if he was given the opportunity.
Brendan Lindsay's kick was just about dealt with by Lee Marsh. Maybe Swinton coach Paul Kidd will be thinking about Halifax here a couple of years ago. They were 30 points to 16 down with 10 minutes left, and they came back to win 34 points to 30 in a memorable final. It may be too much to ask for Swinton now, but that's the sort of inspiration they're looking for as Wood gets the ball. Good offload as well, but there's nowhere for Wood to go. Dickinson was there. It's Moana now. Away for Chris Morley. Morley plays it for Lee Marsh. Now it's Martin Moana. Moana finds McGovern. And McGovern's pass is sent forward by Bruce Johnson.
Well, frustrated by a good line of defence there in front of them. No holes in that line. I think that's what's forced the mistake. The dummy half running from Sheffield's been really good today. They make good meters, and I think most importantly, it's that quick play of the ball that have probably been the difference between these two teams.
The whole approach by Sheffield has been superb. The kick finishes, the transitions, and certainly the way the forwards have got every set of 6 on the front foot with the quick play of the balls has been outstanding.
That was only Andy Kelly's Dewsbury side pipped Sheffield by 2 points, and they're showing why They almost won the championship outright, Sheffield Eagles. Rampaging run this time from Craig Poucher. He's offloaded the ball as well. And Osler is tackled. It's a last-ditch effort, and they want the quick play of the ball. This is Gavin Brown. Runs into a cul-de-sac, really. Still one in the bank, though. Andy Smith using the short side to find Brendan Lindsay. It's another grubber. Marlon Billy, though, well positioned and sensible under pressure there.
I think the Swinton back three players will be getting tired of collecting the ball in their own in-goal area. They want to be more downfield and given a chance to run with the ball, but Sheffield's control of the game superb in this second half. Really good third quarter for them. Offloaded attempt, it's backfired for Swinton.
Yeah, more possession for Sheffield. And the Eagles surely will sense blood here. This is Howison. The pass, though, well, it was a great tackle, really, but Martin Osler couldn't take that pass in.
Well, I think what we are seeing now is more and more desperation plays from Swinton in their quest to just clear their 30, their 40 at the moment. Sheffield are pushing their attacks further and further up the field, and the starting point is forever more menacing for the Swinton side as they tire.
Sheffield turning the screw. They have memories, of course, Sheffield Eagles, 2003. They played in this final against Keighley and were denied, or Keighley were awarded, I should say, a controversial video referee try, Andy Robinson, and they robbed Sheffield of promotion that day, so the Eagles will be wary of that. This is Wayne English trying to produce something for Swinton. Darren Woods. Marlon Billy's pass, and it's now is Chris Morley. Now it's Lee Marsh. Bruce Johnson. Good tackle though around the ankles from Dickinson. And this now Chris Smith. Again, there's three around him. The Sheffield stamina is impressive as well. That's the last tackle for Swinton Lions. Moana gets it away from McGovern. It's a little chip kick. They've got to try everything, but Andy Hay had that all the way under control. And the experience there of the 32-year-old Andy Hay. Two Great Britain caps, of course. This is Martin Osler launching another attack now for the Eagles. Johnny Woodcock, the danger man. Moana, though, quickly in there to claw him down. Pickering has hold stock for company. All the tackling that Swinton are doing will continue to tire them out. But we've yet to reach the last quarter of this game. Here is Pickering. Now it's Brendan Lindsay, and Lindsay finds Andy Hay, and Andy Hay throws a dummy, and Andy Hay will put Sheffield Eagles into National League One. Andy Hay, his second spell at the Don Valley Stadium. He's played in some massive matches, Andy Hay, but this one so important to his beloved Sheffield Eagles, Andy.
And this was one of the simplest of tries for Andy Hay. A tiring Swinton defence, the ball moved very, very quickly to the left. Pickering to Lindsay, Lindsay to Andy Hay, an overs run, and in he goes. There's no defenders there with the energy now to get back to him.
It was a case of roll back the years here for Andy Hay, whether he was playing at Leeds or even in his Great Britain days. Shows the ball, loves to strike out wide, a dangerous back row player. Swinton really, you saw him collect the ball at one end, Hay, and then score at the end of the next set. Really good player from the Sheffield side, wonderful control, and I think that's a great pass there from Lindsay. Right on the chest where he wants it, in front of the man, and he scores. You see, really, all of this second half has been played predominantly in Swinton's half of the field, and eventually Sheffield have converted it into points. Fourth tackle, shifting wide to that left side, and Andy Hay back to what he does best.
Well, Andy Hay made his debut 16 years ago, not so far away at Widnes for Castleford. A real experienced campaigner, subbing that inaugural grand final as well. And Johnny Woodcock to add 2 more points. It's 34 points to 4. A 30-point lead then for Sheffield Eagles. And it really has been a performance of clinical professionalism, really, Phil.
Andy Hay uses the man outside him to confuse Darren Woods. It's a quick show and then a go into the hole, and Chris Morley can't get there in time. Again, he's done that so often in his career, and he gets over for a further 4 points. What about this for an unusual kicking style? I'll have a quick lie down, get my breath back, way up the angles. I think he just lines the ball up to get the perfect positioning on it. And as I say that now, the kick went over, but here is the short kick-off from Swinton. They've got possession back.
Great short kick-off there from the Lions. They need something to get on the scoreboard. The Sheffield defence sleeping a little bit, in all fairness, despite the margin. McGovern. The pass this time for Dave Newton. Newton trying to get the offload away, but look, again, there's 3 Sheffield Eagles defenders in there. McGovern. It's now Martin Moana. And Moana stepping. Martin Moana, just pulled down by Woodcock. Here is McGovern. And McGovern with a kick to the outside. More disappointment for Swinton, but they've not given up this Lions side. Darren Woods so close to another try for Paul Kidd's men.
Well, they've just shown perfectly that if they get to the right end of the field, they can be dangerous. But Sheffield's control of the second half has been so much so that they aren't able to get downfield. Paul Kidd nodding there, knowing that that was the chance, really. That's just the way it's going to be today. They bounced the ball, maybe it hasn't gone their way, and they've played against a side in Sheffield Eagles who've really been on the money.
Yeah, they have, and we can't fault Sheffield's all-round game today. The good thing from the kick-off, the restart, was Swinton showed that they haven't given the game up. They're still going to try one or two things. We saw the short kick-off, then we saw the break by Martin Moana, and still an inventive kick at the end of the play.
Andy Hay does brilliantly to get the ball away again. It's Lindsay who's pulled down. Darren Woods with a good tackle there, but they're stretching Swinton again. Poucher, and now Brown. Oh, great take there from Wayne English.
What a catch. Having had a difficult afternoon, his confidence is still intact there, isn't it? Gets up over the man, takes the ball. Perhaps the first time that Sheffield hadn't put a more dangerous kick in.
Olstead plays the ball, McGovern hands it on to Wayne English. Again, they're going to be forced to cross the try line from deep if they are going to get another 4 points. Swinton Lions, more good tackling coming in this time from Dickinson. Holdstock in there as well. McGovern goes himself, and McGovern's made a half break here. Flings the ball back, and Chris Huff picks up the pieces, tries to go to the boot. Dale Holdstock is there.
Well, it's an offside. The kick went through from Woodcock, I think, went forward, and Holdstock stood in an offside position, actually picks up this ball. You can wait till you see this here. Kicks it onto Woodcock. Holdstock's in front of Woodstock. The ball's gone forward. That's offside. A penalty to Swinton. A real chance here now, maybe of a second try from them today.
McGovern. Ian Sinfield now. Liam McGovern. This time finds Newton. Dave Newton can't get through the tackle of Holdstock. So close though the Lions are, and then Ian Sinfield goes without the ball.
It's the little things that win the big games.
It is, and Swinton, even now, they're striving to get something positive out of the last 15 minutes of the game, something good to remember about the game, and they came up with an error again, and it's going to be, the chances have become less and less, and Sheffield will want to come back into the game.
Ian Sinfield, a loser at this stage with Sheffield in 2003. He's going to be a loser again this afternoon. Good tackle from Wayne English. This is great burst for Sheffield Eagles. Now it's Andy Hay. Good tackle from Marsh. Pickering. Dickinson. Pickering again, now finds Gavin Brown. Brown's kick. Marlon Billy is there.
Now is English looking to link up with him? Not on that occasion, it's a one-man effort. Perhaps a linkage there might be a bit more threatening against a strong Sheffield chase, as Olstead now takes a one-up carry. Are they going to spread it wide? Perhaps against a defence that for over an hour here today has been almost impregnable.
This is Moana. Now it's Lee Marsh. And Marsh, good offload as well. Back to Moana, but the ball then goes forward. Sheffield have more possession. Sobatabua just on. Mazy run, good ball as well. So we'll find Craig Poucher, and Poucher, has he got the space on the outside? It's a great tackle from Andy Saywell, but Sheffield want the quick play of the ball. They're only 5 metres away. Here is Sobatabua. Now it's Pickering. Long pass for Holdstock.
Thought Dave Olstead did remarkably well there. Outnumbered, had to get up and clamp that ball in the tackle.
Pickering. This is Brendan Lindsay, and now Sobatabua. Oh, he gets the ball away. Andy Smith. Now it's Pickering again. Brendan Lindsay, chip into the in-goal area. That's going to be too strong.
Well, a relief for Swinton, but I don't know if there's much energy left in their side.
Swinton are really a side on the ropes, aren't they? They're hanging on tooth and nail. They want something positive, but they're just not getting it at this stage.
Punishing defence from the Eagles. Again, they must attack from deep. Swinton Lions, it's Chris Morley.
Without making excuses, it's worth reminding the viewers at home that last week Swinton had to play a game that went into extra time. They played 20 minutes of extra time. The score was still level, and then the second minute of golden point, Swinton did eventually win. So in effect, they've played an extra quarter already, haven't they, in the week?
Yeah, they have, and again, there was much said of it during the week in terms of Sheffield's preparation. And they approached the game. We saw the first set of 6 at the start of the game resulted in an early kick from Sheffield, and they wanted to drain any energies.
And of course, finishing 5th in National League 2. Swinton played 3 playoff games before this one. Sheffield, of course, only the 1. Maybe that explains to a point the Swinton fatigue at present, but they're trying to get over the line again. It's McGovern, and McGovern just sees a hole, but Andy Hay quick to shut that gap. Brendan Lindsay wraps the ball up. This is Moana. High kick. And James Ford, he says, that's mine, and he claims it brilliantly.
Well, again, Swinton, you can't fault them for their effort, and we've talked about what they've had to do to get here. But Sheffield, having arrived at the ground today, have done everything right. And you've got to pay testimony to the preparation of Gary Wilkinson, as his side have done today.
Talking about Gary Wilkinson's preparation, you know, I went to watch the West Tigers train before the World Club Challenge here back in February, and Gary Wilkinson went along himself just to observe to see if he could pick anything up. I think his willingness for self-improvement has been shown by evidence of the Sheffield side. They're always looking to improve, and in fact the second half performance has perhaps been an improvement on their first.
It looks like Gary Wilkinson's debut season at the Don Valley Stadium will yield promotion, but Swinton looking for another try. This is Moana, finds McGovern. Now it's Ian Simfield, and there's space on this left-hand side. Here is Dave Olstead, and Olstead's pass to Marlon Billy goes to ground. Gavin Brown is the most alert, and he retains possession for Sheffield. This is Andy Smith now, but now he's coughed the ball up. It's been reefed out though, says Peter Taberner, and so a penalty goes Sheffield's way.
Just in the last few minutes, Andy, perhaps a sloppiness in Sheffield. Is it a relief that maybe they can see the finish line after a tough season? Enough points on the board here, and they've just lost their shape slightly.
Yeah, they have. I think they know now the scoreboard's well in their favour. And the 22-game league season was a hell of a battle, you know, between ourselves and Sheffield. Obviously, the Dewsbury Rams and Sheffield, and it resulted in both sides being mentally sort of at the edge of the whole season, and they'll have some fun now in the last 10 minutes. It'll be the first time they've not been under pressure.
This is Pickering. Now it's Brendan Lindsay. Sobatabua's pass off the floor to Holdstock, and Holdstock carried on when everybody else stopped, and Dale Holdstock still going. Good tackle from Wayne English. This though is Pickering. Flings the ball back. Sobatabua goes back to collect it. Sobatabua to play it. Now it's Brown. It's a Sean Dickinson. 4 tackles gone. It's Andy Smith, the captain, waiting. Smith finds Brown, and Gavin Brown taking on Lee Marsh, but good tackle there from the loose forward. Last one for Sheffield Eagles. Camped under the posts again. It's Brendan Lindsay this time with a chip. Caught on the full in his in-goal area by English. and they want to try and get another try. It's McGovern. English has kept pace with that.
Again, Sheffield's recovery there to get back in position. It was a quick restarted attempt by Swinton. Bang! Big hit there. That great poacher into Morley.
It was a massive clash there, but Chris Smith emerges, and this now is Chris Morley, showing no ill effect. Marsh, and this is Ian Parry. Don't forget, next Saturday on Sky Sports, New Zealand against Australia kicks off the Tri-Nations for 2006. Saturday morning, 7:30, Sky Sports 3. This is McGovern. Kick behind Woodcock, who spills it. He won't mind spilling it at this stage in the game, though, the fullback. This is Rob Warrington. Chris Smith with the tackle. First time Swinton have kept Sheffield in this area for a while. Poucher plays the ball. Good tackle from Marsh, though.
Keep working, keep the concentration. Go.
This is Andy Smith. Last tackle for Sheffield. Swinton will be hoped that they can put them under pressure here. Jimmy Walker is forced to kick. Straight down the throat of Wayne English, and Wayne English is quick. English on the outside. Wayne English, is this consolation for Swinton Lions? Gets the ball inside, and Dave Olstead will go over for the second try for the Lions. Too little, too late perhaps, but Dave Olstead enjoyed that, and some consolation for Paul Kidd. It's been a massive effort from his men, and Dave Olstead with a deserved second try.
Well, it was a rare occasion that Wayne English wasn't receiving a kick on or about his own try line. He's just going to show how dangerous he can return the ball. He sensed an opportunity on the outside and backed himself with a chance. I think Sheffield here trying to keep the ball alive on the last tackle. Sloppy, scruffy kick at the end. But what English does here, as soon as he takes the ball, senses a chance, goes on the left, skips outside Dickinson and presses the accelerator. Olstead's on the inside with support, and a deserved try for Swinton's efforts this afternoon for Dave Olstead. That's a team try. They've worked hard and they've had some reward here with potentially the last try in this match. He looks, checks inside, checks outside, improves the angle by coming around to the post, and that should make the kick a little easier.
He scored the try in front of the Swinton supporters, and we talked earlier about Swinton's effort and the fact that they haven't given up chasing. And in not giving up, they've come up with a very, very positive thing to remember the game by.
McGovern added the extras, 34 points to 10 now. Dave Olstead, former Warrington Academy player, National League 1 Grand Final winner with Lee, Dave Olstead. Defeat of Whitehaven a couple of years ago, so has tasted success in the Grand Final. This is Abu Shakra.
I suppose the Lions are wondering, can they go over again here now? They've nothing to lose. It's been a good season for them. One or two of them would like to score another try here on Sky.
This is Parry. I'll have to do it from a long way back. Here's Lee Marsh now. Pushes Lindsay out of the way and spins it through another tackler. But it's Sheffield who emerge with the ball, and Holstock has it.
I think Lee Marsh just showed he does have ability. He's down injured there, just receiving treatment from the physio. One-handed offload that didn't come off, but a potential player for next season that really could excite the Swinton fans.
Yeah, I'm sure Swinton will want to build a lot of things around Lee Marsh. He does some very, very good things for them, and maybe hasn't got into the game as much as he would have liked today. Martin Moana has probably been the more prominent of the named players.
Andy Smith plays the ball. Pickering, Gavin Brown and Sobatabua. Is there time for another Sheffield try? Pickering. Now Brendan Lindsay, and Lindsay almost through a gap. Ian Sinfield closed the door. Andy Hay. Not the best pass. Picked up by Smith. And Andy Smith continues forward. Ian Parry is there. Last one for the Eagles. Pickering. And Gavin Brown. He's going to try and drop a goal here, Gavin Brown. He is successful. It just sneaked its way over the bar. and Gavin Brown adds more pain to Swinton Lions, just the one. But
they've shown, haven't they? They've got a complete array of skills, the Eagles. They've had control of this game probably from the very start, and by just confirming that there with a further 1 pointer. Good kick there from Brown, just about got it up off the ground, over the bar. The referee looked to both touch judges, he wasn't quite sure. Gavin Brown, such a great servant for Sheffield, happy with that 1 pointer.
I'm not sure it's going to be the most important 1 pointer in respect of the outcome of this game, but for Gavin Brown, his name will be on the team sheet, on the score sheet, sorry.
It's his 3rd drop goal of the season, and Gary Wilkinson in his debut campaign will take Sheffield Eagles into National League 1 for next year.
Hold.
Gavin Brown will be there. This is Dickinson. Into the last 4 minutes. Sheffield with the tackle.
I think Sheffield have had a minute now to recover from that drop goal. Maybe some razzle-dazzle from them. Savataboa, can he create something? Getting his arms free. They're all pushing up in support of the ball. I guess they want to be the last try scorer here now in this final.
Tried to get James Ford away then. This is Stringer through the middle. A couple of metres short of the halfway line. Pickering crosses that now. Goes through the tackle of Moana. But it's Chris Morley who finally affects the tackle. That's the last one for Sheffield. Brendan Lindsay just drills the ball into touch. Experienced campaigner Brendan Lindsay, 29 years old. He knows that this match is well and truly won now for the Eagles.
They just want to run the clock down now, Sheffield. They're getting ready to celebrate. What a great end to a season from them. They produced it when they were under pressure in the big match. 35 points to 10. It's probably a fair reflection of the difference between these two teams today over the course of this match. Referee's making them scrum down. One of the players has cramping back play. He's not going to wait for Pickering. Puts himself at the back of the scrum.
Kiss for Gary Wilkinson. The celebration is not too far away.
Hold in the scrum. Hold.
Swinton perhaps with time to notch another try when this scrum does finally form. Peter Taverner making sure everything is correct. This is finally Swinton on the attack, and it's a good ball from Huff, but not taken in by English, and this could be another try for Sheffield Eagles. It's given to James Ford. Ford ignored Savataboa, came back this way. Decided to go himself. They'll have 6 tackles now, 10 metres away from the Swinton line. Can Sheffield crown it with another score? It's Lindsay and Brendan Lindsay trying to go himself. Tackle came in from Abu Shakra. Touch of cramp. Lindsay will roll away from the play the ball area. Go to the short side and almost over there. It was Craig Poucher. Not the best pass. Brown tidies up brilliantly though and brings in Johnny Woodcock. And Woodcock would love to get a third. Here is Gavin Brown again. Looping pass. This is James Ford taking on Marlon Billy. And Ford gave it to Jimmy Walker. And Walker blew the chance of another try to crown this victory for Sheffield.
Well, they wanted to finish with a perfect day. He needed a perfect pass, didn't he? The gap was there, but passing accuracy in big matches is very often the difference between a try and a memory, a chance and the points. And you've got to put the ball where the man wants it.
Well, Swinton will have so many memories of this day. Been a fantastic effort just to make this final from 5th position, particularly given the manner in which they've done it throughout the playoffs. The crowd counting down, but the Lions in possession. Abu Shakra has it. Time for one more play. This is Wood. Now it's English. He ships the ball right to Ian Parry. The hooter sounds. That is the end of the match. And Sheffield Eagles are promoted to National League 1. Johnny Woodcock with a couple of tries, and Gary Wilkinson in his debut season at the Don Valley Stadium. Paul Kidd, the Swinton coach, goes home disappointed, but Gary Wilkinson Well, 2 years at Craven Park. He will be staying on to watch the National League One Grand Final, but for the moment, it's his Sheffield Eagles side back in the game's second tier. Really not in doubt for so much of the second half, and Sheffield have won this one. They are promoted to National League One. It's finished. Sheffield Eagles 35, Swinton Lions 10.
Well, it sounds easy, but it was anything but that. But that's the trophy that the Sheffield Eagles will be taking home with them tonight. They have gained a promotion. A great try from Rob Warrington early in the second half, really killed off any hopes of a Swinton Lions comeback. And Sheffield Eagles full value for their victory. But the Swinton Lions supporters, they will remember this day for some time to come, I'm sure. The players and the coach downcast, but not so the Sheffield Eagles. They are on their way to the National League One in 2007, along with the Dewsbury Rams, whose head coach Andy Kelly has been part and parcel of our coverage here throughout the course of the afternoon. He's made his way from the commentary position to the studio. Andy, do you think that the Sheffield Eagles and yourselves will be able to make a mark in National League One next year now?
I'm sure we will. Again, we've just got to be astute about how we recruit and make sure that what we recruit isn't just to avoid relegation, it's to be competitive. We've had, as I said earlier, we've had a bit of an advantage, and we've had a couple of weeks prior before Sheffield can get into the market. And really, with Mark Aston and Gary Wilkinson, they've got people who know what they're doing. They've got people who know what they require. It's just going out there and being able to afford it.
Well, we saw a little glimpse of Paul Kidd there, and of course it's no secret that Paul Kidd and his dad John, they both work on Sky Sports during the course of the Super League season, and we send our commiserations to them tonight. Their team battled well, but just wasn't quite up to the mark. And well, it's not a full-time life in the National Leagues. Gary Wilkinson, the coach of Sheffield Eagles, is the head of a pest control business. Well, he has controlled the pests today from Swinton, there is no doubt about that. And the Sheffield Eagles are in a few moments' time going to pick that trophy up. Steve-O, as I say, sad day for the Kidd family, but a great day for Sheffield Eagles.
Without a doubt, and I must say that I've got to heap praise on their coach, Gary Wilkinson. I thought their defence, the Sheffield Eagles, throughout the 80 minutes, was very well drilled, very well controlled, and they were patient, fully deserved to win.
Here's the man of the match, Sheffield Eagles fullback Johnny Woodcock. He will receive the man of the match award from Jane Fenwick, who is the marketing director of the sponsors LHF Health Plan. Also Steve Wagner, who is the president of the Rugby Football League. And the winning chairman, Ian Swire, will be up there as well, no doubt alongside John Kidd, the chairman of the Swinton Lions. But it's a great day for Sheffield Eagles. They're going home with that, as I say. It's not quite the Challenge Cup, but in the modern era for the Sheffield Eagles, after all the trials and tribulations off the field, Andy Kelly, it's as valuable to them at this moment in time.
For any side, this kind of occasion, and to be able to lift your profile as a club is a fantastic opportunity. Sheffield and ourselves, the Dewsbury Rams this year, have been the best two sides in the division, and how the playoffs have worked out for Sheffield means that they'll go up alongside us into National League One. The match that follows us carries, if not more, importance for the two sides. But occasions like this are few and far between. But overall, they mean just as much as any other.
Well, here they go, the Hull Kingston Rovers squad going up to receive the trophy. The Sheffield Eagles squad, I beg your pardon. And it's Andy Smith who lifts the trophy. And they are promoted with Dewsbury Rams to National League One in 2007. Well done to the Sheffield Eagles. They weathered the early storm, Steve-O, in the match. 15 minutes, Swinton were in the hunt. But after that, then the three tries either side of half-time killed them off.
Without a doubt, and it is significant in as much that Swinton, they had to play sudden death all the way through. We knew that Sheffield perhaps would be somewhat rusty after having the fortnight's break. It can go against you. And for 15 to 20 minutes, there was an opportunity there. Mark Aston, he'll be very, very happy. He has done wonders with the Sheffield Eagles side, and his combination with Gary Wilkinson, the coach now. And they fully deserve it. They know that experience counts in big games like this, and they were patient. Their coach said it before kickoff. All they had to do, and there he is, a proud man, to just take what the Lions threw at them in the early piece. But the defence was superb. They were well drilled, and you could tell that they really do respect their coach. They played well, they stuck to their game plan, and fully deserved. An exciting game. Full credit also to the Swinton Lions that it was obvious that the 102 minutes that they played last week took its toll late in the game.
Quite a moment for Somatabua there, who's got the trophy in his hands. He's the only remaining link to 1998 in the Challenge Cup final success.
It is amazing, isn't it, that he will have another medal to add to that wonderful moment when, against all the odds, the Sheffield Eagles beat Wigan that wonderful day at Wembley.
And wasn't Mark Aston the man of the match that day? Did he win the
certainly
Lansdowne
was.
trophy?
Certainly was. I think,
And they
I think
have
the entire
believed.
team, Eddie, went to, I think they celebrated for well over a fortnight. I think it's a world record for celebrations of any trophy won. But this will mean a lot to them because it encourages the town yet again that they can still have a very strong rugby league team.
Let's hear from the winning coach, Gary Wilkinson. A big day for him. He's with Ben Pro.
Gary, just 2 points off on the regular season, but how sweet is it to be promoted in a grand final?
Absolutely fantastic. These scenes are amazing. It's just reward for a lot of hard work done by the boys, and we're elated. It's smashing, yeah.
Do you think that Swinton's progress to this final helped your preparation and helped the game today?
I'm sure he's taking it out on them. Paul Kidd's done a fantastic job, and you know, we're just pleased to get the result. It's just, I'm speechless.
And Johnny Woodcock, a crucial contribution just before the break.
Oh, fantastic, yeah. 2 tries the last 5 minutes of the first half was very crucial. Yeah, it was fantastic, and that, yeah, so, yeah, there's a lot of hard work goes on, and I'd just like to dedicate this to my dad, who I lost in July, and my mum, and, you know, the rest of the family. So, you know, I know it's an old cliche, I always like to sort of, you know, dedicate it to somebody, but, you know, fantastic occasion, and I'm over the moon.
And just alongside you here, Johnny Woodcock, the man who got that crucial try before the break. Johnny, how important was that in the morale going into half-time?
Oh, I think it just gave us a big boost, to be honest. They just hit back with a try, then we scored, and then just before half-time we said just control it, and then it was obviously a bonus to get that. I think it killed them off a little bit.
And for Sheffield as a club, heartache at this stage in 2003, how sweet is it to succeed this time?
I didn't play for them, but all lads who did were gutted. So it's just an awesome atmosphere, an awesome feeling in the changing room. Big thanks to Gary, Tubbs and all the rest of the players, because we've been absolutely brilliant all season.
And National League One next year, the 3 sides who've won this haven't survived in National League One. How do you think you're going to go next year?
Touch wood, don't want to jinx us, but I don't think we'll have a problem surviving next year. I think we'll be up there pushing for playoff position, hopefully. Like.
Thanks very much, Johnny. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks.
Great performance from Johnny Woodcock, not only with his try, but also with the boot. He helped to kick them to victory. I mean, as you say, Andy, a great moment for these players. I'll come to you in a moment to reflect on that. No matter what level you play, to go out of the season as winners is fantastic. Winners are grinners. What do losers have on their face? Let's find out. Here's our old mate Paul Kidd. Well, he doesn't look too pleased with life at the moment. He's talking to Ben.
Paul, not the result you wanted today, but you must be proud of your team's progress to this final.
I'm proud of their efforts to get it. They've overturned a lot of pressure, and I just think we perhaps left ourselves a little bit too much to do at half-time. And the try that I felt was a killer was the one just before half-time, which came off an error. One thing that we did today was produce a lot of individual errors, which obviously you can't do in cup final football. However, I'm very, very proud of their efforts. I'm very, very proud of the heroics that they produced last week at Celtic to get here, and hopefully we must now go on from here.
And maybe not the the execution that you wanted, but the effort was there, and that bodes well for National League 2 next year.
Yeah, I can't fault the effort at all. And I did say before the game that it's important, win, lose or draw, that we push on from here. We can't just rest and say what a good day we've had, because the players have had a good day, they've had a good experience. But you know, what we've got to be now is hungry for more. Yeah, we've come here, we've lost, but we've got to be hungry to get back here next year. Or worst case scenario, or better still, win the league.
Commiserations, Paul. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Thanks very much, Ben.
He's had a great year, Paul Kidd, and he guided his team to this grand final. And he leaves the stage a disappointed man, but it's an exciting future for Swinton Lions. They've got a proposed new stadium at Agecroft, not far from where the old Ground at Station Road once used to be. Sheffield Eagles have won 35 points to 10. It looked, or looks from that, as though it was a one-horse race. But I really do think that the tries either side of half-time, well, Steve, it just caused Swinton Lions too much heartache. They had too much to do second half.
Simple as that. When you go in at half-time, you realise that on a bad error, the heads are down. They know that they had a chance perhaps at 10-4, but when with seconds remaining, you just really, it's difficult to lift a side at half-time there. When you maybe just one converted try apart, you think, look, we can get back in it, maybe a quick try, but you just really, really feel flat when you get into that dressing room. Would be very, very difficult for Paul Kidd to try to lift them up. But it was a good game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think that you know, both clubs have got a great future, and it's nice to see a good young English coach coming through. You know, they don't have to wait until you're 35, 40. If you're interested in coaching, look, this is a great game. Get involved.
That's what Paul Kidd did. He has enjoyed his first grand final. All right, he's gone out as a loser, but it will stand him in good stead for the future. You might notice in the background the noise level here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium hasn't dropped at all, because it's now Hull Kingston Rovers against Widnes, who are about to take centre stage, and that is what's coming after we have finished here on Sky Sports Extra. You'll have to channel hop for that match, but when we come back we'll look back on this and look forward to what's to come later.